Good evening, sirs and ma'ams. Just letting you know my situation when it comes to this domestic violence class. Uh, so, in a previous post, I mentioned that I had to go just in case they mentioned the classes in the next hearing, which is on the 6th, I'm believing, of February. And I came here thinking I needed to register again because I haven't been going since October of last year. And then the teacher showed up late, wasn't there when I arrived, and her assistant helped me pay for the class and said, "I don't think you need to register, let me check with the teacher." Then the teacher arrived reluctantly because she said she couldn't come and they forced her to. I heard she was selling my casing, and she didn't want to come to the class, and she was feeling sick, probably. And then I volunteered and made myself the first person to speak and give an update on my situation, and saying that I returned home. And I've been avoiding my parents. And then she said, well, if you ghost, you're right under the line in your termination status, and you need to keep coming from now. Meaning I didn't have to register again when I did. You have 3 truancies you are needing to register again and look. And then she said you didn't contact me, and I said I texted you lastly, I remember. And she said, I didn't get a text. And I mentioned to her that it's the same number that we've been texting each other with the whole time, implicatingly. And then she ignored that and kind of like to the whole group and sideways to myself, scolded me. But look at the situation now. She avoided the fact that I texted her in October saying they didn't mention the progress report or what I've been doing in terms of the classes in the last hearing, even though I turned in a progress report. And then they took off the no contact order in that hearing and then continued the restraining order. There were the statements from my mom which weren't true, the statements from the prosecutor that weren't true, and then these condescending judges that are like speaking to me in a manner which is not my situation and not the kind of person I am. And then my hearing is on the 6th of next month. What is the necessity here? What is the issue here? You're going to have another hearing, and then you think from the negative corroborator's standpoint, which would be the county of San Diego and its court system, possibly having the desire to continue the restraining order. Firstly, you think, are they going to open the court again? I have 2 restraining orders in total, which do not specify any sort of restraint other than like saying you can record for my mom's position if need be. And you cannot mention the class, just like you didn't in the last hearing. What would you be doing there? Exposing a liability of the county, which is this class is for a conviction which gave me informal probation for something I pled guilty to, which I did not do, and they know that. You think about this. Is it going to still be something they're going to ignore and continue these restraining orders, which have nothing in them that says I have to do anything? They don't even make mention of the classes in the restraining orders. The mention of the class is within your like documents involving the hearing with your conviction, and that's where it's noted, but they didn't mention it in the last hearing at all. So now the negative participants of this situation across the aggregate, I mean, you come here, just like you go anywhere, any location, they've got the data of SMLs and for it to go to that location because they're already conducting activities there. They'll come from other dimensions, right? But anyway, are you going to open the courthouse again when it doesn't operate unless I go? Using who? Thanos again? And then filling up the courthouse and then taking a seat with pseudo visuals to enjoy my situation while trying to ruin it some more? What would you be doing? Extending these restraining orders is all you can do, but what do they do for me? I'm still waiting for the objective of my parents, which is their death to one via accident in front of me or within audible range because they're already dead. That's my house. And there's no paying of rent because their accounts don't move. And you have SML impersonators taking a vacation in Hawaii right now, and they're coming back on the, what? It's a total of 17 days, like the 28th. It's next week, isn't it? They're going to be back, and then we're going to drive to the courthouse. Does that make it more difficult to close it or leave it closed? Is that something that you think you cannot do? When you look at the situation of our planet, and the government is non-existent except for stories in which they actualize them for the news only. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on with our country and the second term of our new president, am I? No. Is anyone? Isn't it like the most negative thing you've ever seen when it comes to? I mean, it just gets worse when you think about it. You think about the situation, the progression of this career of this man. Do you want to watch the news, hear any of it? No. Do you want to get rid of it? As the residents, I would be thinking, of course, they're not there, and it all looks like chaos when it comes to all of the events going on these days, which are only happening for the news. So looking back at my situation, these people in the back are going to be planning for the day of the hearing and what to do with it, although it does not correlate to the necessity for the accident, and they know that. They know it has to be produced with or without this restraining order or its hearings, which serve no purpose anymore.